This is Len Berman, inviting you to the annual Jewish Sports Heritage Induction Ceremony on Sunday, April 28th at 10:30 in the morning at Temple Israel in Lawrence at 140 Central Avenue. 6 Jewish greats from the world of sports will be inducted, including MLB pitcher Craig Breslow, basketball coaches Josh Pastner and Marty Rieger, and Olympic gold medal swimmer Anthony Irvin. Individual awards will also be presented. For more information, call Alan at 516-239-1140.
A Super Bowl champion, U.S. Congressman, publisher of Long Island Business News, award-winning authors, physical fitness life coach, and celebrities like Billy Crystal and Eddie Murphy? I had no idea so many awesome people got their start at Nassau Community College.
Well, they're always saying that NCC is where success stories begin. With people like that as graduates, it must be true.
Hello, I'm Dr. Linda Nadian.
And I'm Aurora Workman, the president of Nassau Community College Alumni Association.
Together, we're the hosts of Lion Tales, a show that highlights proud graduates of Nassau Community College. Join us each week when distinguished alumni stop by to share stories, laugh a little, and remind us what things were like when they were students at Nassau Community College.
My fabulous friend Linda and I will also share the latest alumni news and updates, so tune in Tuesdays at 4 p.m. to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC, or listen online with the iHeartRadio app.
Of the Best Artist or Celebrity Interview Award from the 2019 Intercollegiate Broadcasting System. The station where celebrities love to talk.
FM,
HD,
Amazon Echo, Google Home,
the TuneIn Radio app,
the iHeartRadio app,
and nccradio.org.
This is 90.3 WHPC.
WHPC HD.
Garden City,
Long Island,
New York.
Welcome to another edition of From the Press Box, right here on 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. We're part of the Sports Talk family. We're here every Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Of course, Sports Talk every Monday at 5 p.m., every Tuesday at 5 p.m., every Thursday at 9 p.m., and every Friday at 3 p.m., where you can call in at 516-572-7440 and talk sports with us. Or if you want to talk sports with any of these shows, we don't mind. Just call us. Anyway, my name is Rob Leonard, and joining me, of course, is my brother and award-winning sports writer, Tim Leonard. Hello, brother. How you doing?
Good. How are you, brother?
I'm doing okay. I'm glad you showed up because this whole weekend,
I always do.
This whole weekend, was alarm weekend. A couple of weeks ago was Beatles weekend for me with the Fest for Beatle fans, and Tim, of course, being the alarm fan that he is, went to the New York City gathering at the Gramercy Theater with Mike Peters and
Irving Plaza.
But the rest of the alarm isn't there. It's just Mike Peters,
But it's just as good.
I don't know. Wouldn't you rather have like Dave Sharp there and Nigel Twist and who's the other guy?
Eddie McDonald.
Eddie McDonald, of course. Wouldn't you want to see them there? Wouldn't you like to party with them?
Yeah, I mean, if that was the case, first of all, there would be pandemonium if there was a reunion at the gathering.
There should be one reunion.
Yeah,
These guys aren't getting any younger.
If there was a Beatles reunion.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do it at the Fest for Beatle fans.
Wow.
No offense, Mark and Carol.
That's wherever they did it. First of all, if they did do it, it would be a tour. It wouldn't be just a one-off event.
I'm sure.
Although they did do a one-off event several years ago when they did the Bands Reunited.
I remember that
MTV.
show. That was a good show. I liked that show.
It was. I liked it too.
You know what happened though? Why I think it ended? They weren't wise enough. They wanted to do Squeeze. Squeeze hadn't been playing together in a while.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. And Jules Holland said something. He goes, hey, I have my own show. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it on my own show. I'm going to go to the guys and say, let's do it on my show.
Right.
Why would we do it on your show?
Exactly.
It was such a perfect line. Jules, who's always comes across as funny, but he was being very serious on this.
Well, I've also heard he's a bit of a pain in the butt, too.
He is. That's the problem. So anyway, but But anyway, that's what Tim did all weekend. He maybe enjoyed some adult beverages.
A lot of good fun. A lot of good folks from the UK who came over to see New York. I was doing a little bit of helping out with sightseeing and advice and what to do and how to do it in New York City. I was very happy to do that. As I have been helped so many times by the fine people of the UK. So I've been this is the third year of the New York City gathering. So it's. You help out where you can. You be a good New Yorker, and that's what I try to be.
That's true. I don't know where to start sports-wise, say, brother.
Oh, there's only two places to start.
Well, first of all, say it's tax day. Don't forget that. Pay your taxes. Hopefully, you're not one of those people who actually does their taxes in the post office at 11:45. They get there once they're inside.
Love those people.
Well, I do too, because I never did it like that, but I've delivered my taxes at that time, and you literally see people.
You see people with their paperwork spread out on a table,
and it's not even the easy form.
And I look at those people. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Just go to a tax preparer or be better prepared. But this is ridiculous that you're all spread out all over the table at the post office. So
it's funny. I mean,
it is. It's to me, it's like that's the worst possible.
I had to pick up my taxes today because I had a thing where. I sold something, but they need to know when I bought it. I didn't know when I bought it. So
right.
Well, see what happens.
I hope you didn't get hit as badly as I did, brother.
Well, I think a lot of New Yorkers have been slapped around a little bit.
Took a beating.
We don't know why.
Yeah, I know why. Thanks, Trump.
Thank you. Anyway, I think I don't know. If you based on the Post and the news, Tiger Williams winning the Masters yesterday.
You do mean Tiger Woods, brother.
What did I say?
Tiger Williams, you said.
Oh, Tiger.
Tiger Williams, formerly of the Maple Leafs, was not entered in the Masters.
Tiger Williams?
You said Tiger Williams, brother.
I did?
I'll tell you. I'll show you later on the replay.
Okay, Tiger Woods.
Yes,
is on both the front and the back pages of both the news and the Post.
That's why it's a big deal.
Is it the big story of the weekend? To me, it's not.
For us, it's not.
It's not because I don't play golf.
Because, well, no, not only you don't play golf. It's a huge story. Don't get me wrong.
Well, he comes back. Finally he wins a major after who knows how many years.
And that's great, and I'm happy for Tiger. But the big story for us and our geographical location is the New York Islanders.
The New York Islanders. Now,
undoubtedly.
We should say, hey, New York Daily News. Nothing against using an Associated Press story.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh my
but you know what?
That's
this is
horrible.
the playoffs. Send someone to Pittsburgh. I know things are tight at the New York Daily News, but send a guy to Pittsburgh to cover the damn Islanders. Because this is going to be the story. The Islanders, Tim, they've actually played better, I think, starting from Game 1, then to Game 2, and then to yesterday's game. They are playing much better now.
Yesterday was stellar, and not only that, I'll say as an aside, I wish all of the games could start at noon because that was beautiful to watch. Just in the afternoon, just nice. Sit on the couch, grab a cold beverage to both enjoy and also to help what I call gathering back from standing on cement floors for 5 or 6 hours for 2 nights in a row. So that also helps that. But I'll tell you what, just a thorough performance by the New York Islanders yesterday.
Right. But
thorough.
But what I've noticed is they played better. I didn't think the first game was actually a very good game for the Islanders. They won, and they won in overtime.
They almost let it get away.
Right, that's why.
That was the problem. It was a good game, but not a...
Games 2 and 3 is what we've saw most of the year with the Islanders.
Yeah. Suffocating.
They played this great defense. Sidney Crosby hasn't scored a goal yet.
That is correct, brother.
That is so amazing. This is
we're 3 games into the series. I don't know if Sidney Crosby has a point. Unless he got an assist on yesterday's goal, but I don't think he did.
They're not scoring a lot of goals either.
They have 5 in 3 games.
Right. We should say the Post sent someone named Brett
Sergalis.
Yes. So
yeah, he's been their beat guy.
Yeah. So just to let just a message for the Daily News.
The Daily News. Come on. I mean, I know you cut most of your staff, like 75-80% of it, but what else is going on right now? Nothing that is more important. You could have somebody writing draft stories about the Jets and the Giants, but you know what? The Islanders right now are the most important story in New York.
Yeah, they are.
Because they're in the playoffs. I'm counting the Yankees and the Mets on that, too.
Right now is playoff time for the NHL. If it was the Rangers, they'd have someone covering them.
Oh, they would.
Not the Devils, though. They don't care. No one cares about the Devils. But I just thought the Islanders were fantastic. Robin, how do we properly say his name?
Well, I say it Leonard.
I say it Leonard, too. But
actually, technically, it's Leonard.
Yeah, so he was fantastic.
Cuz.
He has become a fan favorite very quickly.
People love him.
He is the guy. I found out last year he had like some bipolar problems.
Yeah, he's had some issues, and he's been very open about speaking about them. So I think that's why that's another reason why people have gotten behind him and they support him. But the main reason, as it is for any athlete playing professional sports, you play well and people will support you.
Right.
And Leonard has played great all year. So, he's been the guy. The last 2 games, Penguins have 59 shots. Leonard has made 57 saves. 1 goal in Game 2, 1 goal in Game 3. So it certainly seems as if Barry Trotz has handed the reins to him. I mean, I thought there was going to be a goalie split in the playoffs between Leonard and Thomas Greiss, but Leonard's made all 3 starts. So I have to figure he's going to be the man, and he's going to be the guy that Trotz rides as long as he can. So, we'll see how that goes, but right now there's no reason to make a change.
By the way, Sidney Crosby, no goals, no assists.
That's just good defense.
I know.
And that's what the Islanders do. They made a big deal about it yesterday. I was watching the game it was on NBC yesterday.
Yeah.
And they were making such a big deal about, the Islanders 100 goals less last year than what they did the year before. And that's why they're here. But then, brother, our man Butch Goring was on the late night talk circuit last night. And he mentioned, and I didn't even realize this, that when Al Arbor got to the Islanders, how many fewer goals did they allow that season, Al Arbor's first season?
100 goals.
100. That's a pretty nice sign right there.
Well, the Islanders have always been based on offensive defense. They've always been
defense to offense. I mean, it's always been. They
always had a great defense, but they also had a lot of scorers.
Well, they're obviously their successful team. Right now, the dynasty era, those teams were predicated on defense, but they also had talented offensive players.
They did.
Nobody's ever going to say that Mike Bossy was a talented defensive player, but he didn't need to be. When you're that kind of sniper. And you're scoring 60 goals a year, you don't need to play a whole lot of defense.
When you have Clark Gillies protecting you.
All right, well, Clark Gillies was a defensive force on that line. But also Brian Trottier, as good as he was and as much as he was scoring 120 points a season, he was also a rugged defensive player. He liked laying the body out and hitting people. Yeah, he liked
to the corner.
He liked that style of play, but he also had the skill to, when he caused a turnover, to do something with the puck. That's what made him such a special player. So right now, I look at the Islanders, and I mean, first of all, it's stunning to me that they're up 3-0, and the reason for that is I was expecting Pittsburgh to win yesterday, and the reason again is because they played in the regular season. The Islanders won both games in New York. The Penguins won both games in Pittsburgh. I expected that trend to continue, but again, a thorough performance by the Islanders yesterday. Yes, they gave up the first goal, but how soon did they come back? And bang, bang.
Within, a minute?
It was two goals in 62 seconds.
Right.
It was Eberle and who was the other one? Not Josh Bailey. Was it Josh Bailey? I had it written down. I had it on Facebook. All right. Well, anyway, but they got the 2 goals in 62 seconds.
Brock Nelson,
that's right. Was it in there? It's probably in there.
Yeah.
So Eberle and Brock Nelson. The Islanders, in this playoff so far, first of all, the scoring has been spread.
Yep.
There's a lot of working guys, a lot of non-star players who are scoring goals for them, and it's this non-star system that has gotten this team to where they are this year. Josh Bailey scored a goal in all 3 games. I mean, Josh Bailey, he's good, but he's not a goal a game kind of guy.
No, he's not.
So that's great. He scored the overtime goal in Game 1. He had a goal yesterday. And a big goal in Game 2 as well.
Yeah.
So that's, and Barzal's getting assists, but he hasn't had a goal yet. And he's their best player. He's their leading scorer from this year. So it's nice to see that it's not like the Penguins can focus on stopping anybody, because even if they are focusing on stopping Barzal, other guys are putting the puck in the net.
Yeah, this is a team, and that's why I've heard the last week about this team. It's a team. This is not a lot of stars, which is a Lou Lamoriello type of thing, but this is a little different than when Lou was running the Devils and he purposely didn't want stars in many places.
I'll tell you what, those Devils teams,
but they were good teams, though.
They probably had more talent than the Islanders, than this Islanders team, because I covered some of those teams, and when you had like Bobby Holik as your second line center, Bobby Holik was a monster.
Right.
Oh man, when I used to stand next to him in an interview, he was a big dude.
Well, Lou comes in, and he hasn't had the complete loose spin, I guess, and whether he wants to go all the way with the loose spin, because right now it's working.
I don't know what you mean by
loose
the
spin, meaning less stars. That mentality.
Kind of all hands on deck and 20 guys, and all right, I see what you're saying. No superstars.
But he didn't have a chance to really.
He hasn't. I mean, the biggest impact that Lamoriello has made on this team is hiring Barry Trotz and telling Barry Trotz, look, we want you to do what you do and come in and remake this team, and that's what he's done. And the best part about it for this season is that everybody has bought in. All the players have absolutely bought in, and Barry Trotz has told them, look, you're going to have to earn ice time. And the way you're going to earn ice time is by playing defense. And if you don't play defense, you're not going to get on the ice. So make a commitment. Do what I ask you to do. Block shots. Take the body. Clog up the area in the neutral zone and in front of the net, and just choke the life out of other teams. I mean, I keep comparing the Islanders to a boa constrictor, because it's very subtle what they do, but they wrap up teams and they just choke the life out of them.
Yeah, well.
And that's. I mean, it's not pretty. It's not sexy. It's not. We're going to score 7 goals on you. It's more like we're going to score 3, and we're going to make sure that you don't even get 2.
Yep. And, the sad part is I expected the Islanders to lose a game in Pittsburgh. I really thought. I was like you. I was like, they're going to lose Game 3. They're going to win Game 4. Then Game 5, they're going to come back to Nassau Coliseum, and the place literally is going to fall apart because people are going to show up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're going to be cheering for 2.5 hours.
Well, no, it's been refurbished. It's not going to fall apart.
Oh, that's true. I forgot, yes.
Come on.
Anyway, so.
They fixed the place up nice.
No, they didn't. I'm sorry. I love the place.
Well, I mean, as of right now, there's a very good chance that they might not play at Nassau Coliseum again.
Right, and that this is why Gary Bettman is the worst commissioner in sports.
Here's what I wanted to ask you, brother, because I know you're up on all of this stuff. Let's play devil's advocate, and our man Bob Tuck is not going to be happy that I'm saying this, but let's assume that the Islanders beat the Washington Capitals in the next round. Where would the third round be? Has that been decided?
I think it's the rest of them are. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the rest of them are.
Because I don't know, and I didn't get a chance to look that up.
It's all based on the
night.
fact that it's 18,000 seats, and the Islanders at the Coliseum is 13,900.
Right.
But they, you know what? They can put at least 200 standing room seats or standing room area in the Coliseum.
People don't want that.
No, but you could. It's very easy to do.
Yeah, I know you could,
because there's a giant walkway that used to have seats on it.
I understand that, but
That's
it's
why.
just a couple hundred. I mean, they're talking about selling 5,000 more seats at $100 a seat.
Well,
or
maybe
whatever.
they move that stupid Honda.
Oh my! God. Stop with the car. Please.
Well,
Just don't even start. Don't even start.
I'm sorry, man.
Don't even
looks,
start.
It looks bush league.
I know you've said it 100
times on the show.
I've seen minor league
teams look better.
Anyway, brother. Game 3, I'll talk about that a little more yesterday. From yesterday, again, Eberle and Brock Nelson with the 2 goals. Leo Komarov scored what I thought was the key goal of the game. The Islanders playing a tough defense with a 2-1 lead, and that is, people say that the 2-goal lead is a tough lead because if you give up a goal, now it's a game again. Well, you know what? The 2-1 lead is a tough lead too because if the Penguins score the next goal, then now we got a hockey game, and now the Penguins have a chance to get back in the series. Instead, Leo Komarov gets that goal. Now it's 3-1, and that game is pretty much over. Even though that goal, even though he scored like midway through the third period, but at 3-1, with the Islanders playing the way they're playing, that game is over.
Oh yeah.
Anders Lee puts in an empty netter with less than a minute to go, and it's 4-1. And thank you very much. And let's go get some Permanente brothers. But now, I was expecting. You were talking about the Islanders winning Game 4. I was expecting Penguins to win yesterday as well, but I was not expecting. Well, I don't know that I was expecting the Islanders to win Game 4. I thought the series was going to go 7 games, and now that the Islanders have a 3-0 lead.
No, I always thought 5. By the way.
Well, now that the Islanders have a 3-0 lead, though, I could definitely see the Penguins just saying, you know what, we're done. And just saying, putting in a decent shift on tomorrow night in Game 4, but right. I could certainly see the Islanders sweeping this and being having it over with.
You know what some people are saying though, brother? You remember 1975?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
obviously.
What happened?
The Islanders blew a 3-0 lead.
No, the Islanders.
Oh wait, no, they won the 3-0 lead against was it Toronto?
It was against Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I was so young back then. I don't remember. You remember because you're older.
Well, yeah, by a year. You know what I remember about it? The game was on NBC, and there was a guy in the upper deck, and it said Toronto 1942.
Right, because that was the last time it happened.
And back then they didn't have the internet to quickly look up something, so they're trying to figure out what's this about.
Right,
and that was the first time a team had came back from a 3-0 game, and that was Game 4 at the Coliseum, I believe.
That is correct.
So then the Islanders came back, and they've done it. They did another time too, and they've also come back from 3-1. So this I hope that it doesn't reverse, but some Pittsburgh fans have brought this up.
Of course,
we've had it done to us. We can do it to you.
That's the only chance they have.
Right.
They have to cling to that sliver of hope. But like I said, I mean, Sidney Crosby has been completely ineffective. Evgeny Malkin has been completely ineffective.
Yep.
So many players on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Phil Kessel has been completely ineffective. So many guys on the Penguins who they rely on for goals and to lead their offensive juggernaut, because that's what the Penguins are. They're a very good offensive team.
Yep.
So many of those guys haven't done anything. And
if you looked at them after the third goal got scored yesterday, they just looked they looked horrible.
Slumped shoulders, heads down.
They're like,
they knew it. In their heads, the Islanders were in their heads. The Penguins were all saying to themselves, we're screwed.
Yep. By the way, the Islanders, Eastern Conference, another series, I should say, in the Eastern Conference, the Islanders are obviously paying attention to, is Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Columbus Blue Jackets.
That's a stunner.
Guess
the
who's
Islanders
losing?
are surprising enough.
Oh, yeah.
Stunner.
Tampa Bay, who's the top team in the league, is losing 3-0 in this series, and they haven't really been scoring. Tampa Bay, Game 2, 5-1, they lost, and then Game 3 they lost 3-1. There was 4-3 in Game 1.
Well, here's the stat you need to know, brother. The Lightning had a 3-0 lead in Game 1.
Yep.
After that, the Columbus Blue Jackets outscored them 9-1.
Yep.
And then yesterday, defensive effort, because I watched that game after the Islander game. Just a complete defensive effort. The Blue Jackets, first of all, the Tampa Bay Lightning had a fairly historic season. They won 62 games this year. Not many NHL teams win 60 games. They had 128 points. The Columbus Blue Jackets had 98 points. So the team that had 30 points more in the standings, that's 15 wins more, is the team that's down 3-0.
Yep. So
and I'm looking at it as, and I'm certainly not taking anything for granted, because I was having this conversation with Bob Tuck. I said if the Lightning are out, I see the Islanders going to the finals.
I do too.
And I'm not talking the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm talking the Stanley Cup finals.
Yes, I agree. I think you're right.
Because defense wins championships.
And right now the Islanders are peaking. It's like when the old days you wanted Billy Smith to be ascending, and he was. He always was at playoff time because it meant extra money for Billy.
That's right.
And
Billy would always have a house project going on around playoff time.
Yeah. Well,
wife wants a new kitchen. Got to do well in the playoffs.
Well, I just bought a new house. I bought a new car.
Yeah.
So
got to do well in the playoffs.
Yeah. So he's
bonus money.
He was always preparing.
His motivation was always fattening up his wallet.
Well, he did it well. We're going to take a break right now, brother. We're going to talk about maybe the Yankees or the Mets. Which one?
Tiger.
Tiger? Is that
Tiger? We got to go Tiger. Tiger's next.
We'll talk a little bit about Tiger. You're listening to 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. Give us a call at 516-572-7440. Tim, you're on Twitter at
Real Tim Leonard.
All hit music. For all those songs radio has forgotten about. Join me, Big Ed, Mondays from 10 a.m. till noon for The Good Gold Show. We'll bring back all the great hits of the 50s, 60s, 70s, and more. The sounds of doo-wop to disco, all the Motown, soul, and great rock and roll. We'll even take your requests and dedications to The Good Gold Show.
Music.
On the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
The new Retro Mix, powered by Taylor Swift breakup songs.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
Adele's Sad Love Life.
What?
And Kanye West's Weirdness.
What? No. Stop the promo. Stop it. Stop. What did you just say?
The new Retro Mix.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. What are you doing?
The Retro Mix promo.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Mix?
What do you... No!
Promo?
No, I mean...
The?
This is getting too silly.
Who was that?
I don't know!
All right, look, just give me the mic.
No.
Tyler, give me the mic, Tyler.
No.
Tyler, no! Give me the mic.
It's mine.
No, it's mine.
It's mine.
Got it. Okay, now let me show you what retro really is. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Retro Mix is back with your favorite mix from the 50s to the 80s, and it's better than ever. I'm Colton Murray, your host, bringing this to you Monday from noon to 2. And the beat goes on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Have you seen DJ Solero?
No, why?
Well, he was supposed to be here right now to tell everyone about his show, The Rare Groove Session, but I can't find him anywhere.
I'll look for him. Maybe he got something to eat.
Food? He went to get food? I mean, who can eat at a time like this?
Relax. I'm sure everyone can figure out when they can listen to the most incredible music from the 60s and 70s that they may not have heard before.
But what if they can't? What if they never figure out when the Rare Groove Session is on? What happens then, huh? I don't want to live in a world where no one knows about the Rare Groove Session.
Hey guys, ready to tell everyone about RGS?
DJ Solero, where the have you been?
I was getting something to eat.
How can you eat at a time like this?
What are you talking about?
Don't mind her. Go ahead and tell everybody when to listen.
Okay, whatever. So if you're looking for some mind-blowing music, check out the Rare Groove Session. Now at a brand new time, late Friday nights or early Saturday mornings, depending on how you look at it, starting at 1 a.m. on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
That's very cool. 90.3 WHPC. All the Alarm fans love this song. That's why I'm playing it for them. For everyone who came to the city for the gathering.
Brother, thank you, brother.
They love rain in the summertime. Come on. I love this song. Here it comes.
Everybody loves this song.
You see? Yeah, baby. Yeah. Whoa. You know, it's a good song. Very catchy. You're listening to 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. From the press boxes on your radio, or maybe it's at the iHeartRadio app, or maybe it's at TuneIn.com, streaming there. Of course, it begins somewhere, and that's at nccradio.org. And we hope you listen to us every week. But, of course, there's all the other sports shows, too. Give us a call, 516-572-7440. Let's quickly talk about Tiger Woods, brother, because I guess if it's for him to win, which he hasn't really won in a long time, at least the majors, and get put on.
It's been 11 years since he won a major.
Back in front pages of both the Post and the News. I guess that does mean something, doesn't it?
Tiger Woods is a big deal, and yes, that might sound simplistic, but people are more interested in golf when Tiger Woods is playing it. And while I might personally disagree with that,
I agree.
That's how it is. It bothers me when Tiger Woods is in a tournament that no matter how he's doing, good or bad, he still becomes one of the main stories.
Right.
And I disagree with that because to me, you should be talking about whoever is leading first. Tiger Woods is almost always mentioned first before the person who's leading the tournament.
Right, but
that's not it's not good journalism.
It's not good journalism, but at the same time, there are many people who know nothing about golf, but they know about Tiger Woods.
Of course, that's
why. So you want to make sure that he's playing first.
That's why I say he transcends golf. He's bigger than the game, and I don't like an athlete to be bigger than the game, but there are some athletes who have gotten to that point.
Was bigger than the game.
Yeah, he was. Arnold Palmer was bigger than the game. And when you get to that level, you're among the elites of all time, and Tiger Woods certainly is among the elite golfers of all time. He's there with Nicklaus and Palmer and Bobby Jones and Snead and any name you want to throw out there that is an all time great. He's certainly one of them, and he's still playing. Now, the big deal becomes after he wins the Masters. That's his 15th major.
Yep.
He is, 42, 43, 42. Can he win 3 more? And can he actually challenge Jack Nicklaus's 18 majors?
Well, before he got hurt and before he had his personal problems, I would have said definitely.
Yeah, but that was years ago. That's he the last 11 years. He has not won a major since 2008.
Yeah.
So 11 years of people thought in 2008, oh, it's just a matter of time. Tiger's going to get 20 majors or more. He's going to set the new standard. And back then, that was a legitimate way to think. It was a way. Tiger Woods just dominated golf to such an extent that it was a matter of when, not if.
Sure.
And then his back issues started. Tiger Woods has had 4 major back surgeries, not just back surgeries, major back surgeries. He's had to retool his swing. He like you said, he's had a world of personal problems, and I'm certainly not going to make excuses for that. He brought that on himself. That's him not living a good life.
Well, actually, it is living the good life. The problem is he got caught, and then it all exploded on him.
Well,
he picked the wrong people to party with.
Cheating on your wife is not living a good life.
Well, I'm not saying that. Before he was cheating on his wife, he was doing this.
Well, no, but this was after he was married.
He never gave up the enticement.
When he's sending messages to a nightclub hostess,
yes,
and professing his love while his wife is sitting in his house with his kids. That's not living a good life.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying.
But my point being that a lot of his problems were self-inflicted. Now, I'm not going to say that the partying led to the back injuries, but because we'll never know for sure, and I'm not going to speculate on that. But Tiger Woods has gotten back to taking care of himself. He finally got his swing where he wants it to be, and that took a long time. It took a couple of years.
His swing looks different. It's like he's
because back in the day,
it's not like he's trying to hit the crap out of the ball anymore.
Well, because he doesn't necessarily have to, but he back in the day he could just go out and take a big hack and chances are it was going straight, and he had enough of a finesse game where the power would get him close enough, and then the finesse game would take it from there. Where his up and down game was I don't want to say better than anybody, but obviously very good. So when all of that started to get away from him because of the back issues, first of all, look at a golfer. I mean, what the most important thing for a golfer is his back, because all the torque you have to generate with your swing, and if your back's not right, your game's not going to be right. So he's had all of those issues. He finally got his back straightened out. The 4th surgery was the one that finally got everything taken care of. And then he had to go about rebuilding his swing. And I think, like you said, his swing is a little bit different, but it's probably not as much torque. I mean, like I said, this guy's 42 years old. That's not usually a time when golfers start to get better. So I'm curious to see what happens with Tiger, because if you look at how he played this weekend, those 4 days at the Masters, if he could get another major soon, like one of the next couple, if he can do that, then Nicklaus's record might be in trouble.
Well, it's going to be happening in New York in about a month, brother.
What's that?
PGA Championship. At Bethpage Black.
Tough course.
But he's going to be there. This is going to be.
But how's the course going to play? That's the thing. Tiger is better on a long course,
right?
And I'm trying to remember the last time that was it the U.S. Open? I think was at Bethpage Black a few years ago. And if memory serves, and I could be wrong about this, but I thought that the course played. It was more demanding for the drives. It was if you hit it a little bit left or right, that you were going in the rough, and the rough was very unforgiving. So the fairways were narrow, and it placed more of a premium on accuracy as opposed to distance.
Yeah, well, the beauty of the Bethpage Black, though, is that it's a public course, so anyone can play it.
Right.
You and I can play it.
Right.
They would chase us off with sticks, though, because we're so bad.
I thought you had played it. No?
No. Our Uncle Dan did.
Of course he did, the Bear.
But he was also 20 or something. So he was a much younger man.
When your nickname is the Bear, yeah, you play Bethpage Black.
Yeah, but the thing I love about the professionals coming to Bethpage Black is that first of all, it's New York, so it's a little bit louder. Second of all, the people who've played the course
Yes.
they start screaming, "Use your 5-iron." They start telling you what clubs to use.
It's New York crowd. New York crowd's got a lot of opinions.
Oh my God! First time I heard that, I'm like, "That's hilarious."
That's how Tiger Woods use your 5-iron. Meanwhile, he's using a 5-iron to hit it like 220.
Right.
These guys are using their driver for that shot.
Right.
So Tiger Woods, it's like they compare their own games to Tiger Woods.
Right.
No.
But it's a few places that are public that are professional play on. It's like getting to play softball at Shea Stadium or at Citi Field.
Right.
Slide into second.
Yeah.
So
screaming out ground rules at the outfield or something.
But the PGA Championship is a month from now. It starts Thursday, May 16th, ends on Sunday, May 19th. There's going to be a lot of people around for that.
It's going to be a traffic nightmare.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a lot of people there too. And it's literally, very close to where I live.
Anybody who lives over there, just either sublet your house or apartment, or
I'm sure
just
some people have. The funny thing is, I wonder if they actually find holes in the fence where people sneak in.
I have no idea.
And then like do they go and they cover it all up? Because I'm sure people are going to sneak in through some.
Probably going to try. That's why they have tons of security. They have lots of volunteers.
Yeah.
I mean, the PGA takes care of all of that. Let's put it this way: I doubt anybody's going to be able to get to see it for free.
Right.
That's not the PGA way.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me. Tiger Woods. The thing that I wanted to mention about Tiger Woods, as well as he played yesterday. Francesco Molinari, he gave Tiger a big gift yesterday when he hit his tee shot into the water at 12,
right,
and went double bogey. Tiger Woods said, "Thank you very much, Francesco."
Well, that's sometimes
grazie, paisan.
That's sometimes what you need to get ahead.
There were a lot of guys. There were seven players within one shot of the lead, and over the last 6 holes. That was then Tiger. This was actually the first time that Tiger won a major where he wasn't leading after the 3rd round. So he's been very good at holding the lead, but he's never been in a position where or I guess hasn't been close enough to the lead when he hasn't won. So, but this time he was close enough. Played a good round. His last hole, he said the last hole, he had a 2-shot lead. And he was thinking that, who was it? I think it was Arnold Palmer had hit a double bogey at one tournament, obviously many years ago, and lost the tournament on the final hole because of the double bogey. So he was even thinking about disaster scenarios all the way through. But he got a bogey on 18. But it doesn't matter. You win by 1 shot. You win by 2 shots. What difference does it make? You win.
Right.
So played it safe. Did everything he could to play it safe, and then afterwards. Just let out a Tiger-like roar after he won. He sinks the putt, sank the putt, took a second, put both hands up, and just screamed. And then his son came out, Charlie. I don't know how old Charlie is, but he's a pretty young kid. And apparently they said on the telecast that Charlie had a school project, and the question was like, what would you like to see your dad do, or whatever, something like that. And he said he wanted to see his dad win a golf tournament.
Yeah,
and you have to remember that Tiger's kids, they have no idea about the Tiger that was winning majors all over the place. They've seen this guy for the last, I don't think they're 10 years old yet, but Tiger for the last decade has been a guy that's struggling with his swing, his back, his personal life.
Yep.
He's been trying to get everything back together so that he can be an effective player.
Yep. So
then, his kid, his son Charlie, just ran up to him, and Tiger gave him a big hug, and that was a nice moment. It's as much as a lot of people might not forgive Tiger for the various indiscretions of his past, that was a nice moment to see.
Well, also, part of it has to do with the fact that, Tiger's father, obviously taught him how to play golf, but also, he was part of Tiger's life, not part, all of his life.
He was a dominant figure in his life, yeah.
He's the reason that Tiger is the
well, his mom, too.
Golfer.
His mom was the one, he also said this on the broadcast yesterday, that, his mom was the one when he was, like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old and driving like an hour and a half or whatever to these little small tournaments and whatnot, local stuff, but not so local because it's still an hour and a half. But his father then later on, when he became a more accomplished player and he was playing some amateur tournaments where he would either have to get on a plane or it was a much longer drive, that's when his father was more involved with what he was doing. But his mom was there yesterday, and she was obviously very happy as well. So it was a big family day for Tiger Woods yesterday. So it was nice to see.
And the guy I love to watch, Phil Mickelson.
Phil,
when
lefty.
I do watch it, lefty, came tied for 18th for the thing.
Good
you know
for
what I
him.
love about Mickelson? He's like every bad golfer who thinks, I could hit this ball in this way, and then
but he can.
He can, but a lot of times he like screws up. It slices left, or
I think people like him because he's willing to take the chances that they would, and it doesn't always work out. They're a regular weekend hacker, duffer, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Those guys, they take those shots and they wind up. Then you wind up on blooper reels with some guy falling in a lake or trying to hit a club backhanded or whatever, and he breaks the club or something.
Right.
All of that stuff, you like I said, you wind up on blooper reels. Phil Mickelson tries that stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, all right, hey, it didn't work for Phil either.
Right.
Now I don't feel as bad about myself.
But, he's not in shape. He's
I mean, he's kind of in shape, but he's I wouldn't say he's the Bartolo Colon of golfers, but Phil could hit the gym a little bit more. Craig Stadler back in the day was the Bartolo Colon of golfers. I don't know. Nowadays they all lift weights and they all have fitness regimens.
But Daly was a drunk, so.
Well, yeah, John Daly was. He's still the Bartolo Colon of golfers, but he doesn't really play a whole lot anymore.
Right. He's a fun story, though.
By the way, our man Phil Staros says on the Facebook Live that he's played Bethpage Black 3 times.
Wow.
That's impressive.
I didn't know Phil played that good of a golf game.
Well done, Phil.
Anyway, we're going to take a break right now. You're listening to 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. From the Press Box, we're here every Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We become a Spreaker podcast, an iHeartRadio podcast, and an iTunes podcast later on. So if you miss the show or have to go away or want to hear it again, you can pick us up anywhere. Give us a call, 516-572-7440.
We got a male age 20, possible overdose.
Led Zeppelin? The Kinks? Van Halen? What is this? Who did this?
That's exactly correct, Sergeant Johnson. Who did this? This wasn't any ordinary overdose. This was a rock overdose.
It's Rock Overdose, Mondays through Thursdays at 2 p.m. on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Come on, everybody. Let's sing along with Bruce.
Say it! Show a little... You ain't a beauty, but... That's all right.
Join me, Kim Tracy, for the music of Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band every Sunday at 1 p.m. on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC, and with the iHeartRadio and TuneIn apps.
Hi, this is Michael Anthony. Join me Saturdays from 9 to 11 right here, and that's in the evening, for an unforgettable program. In fact, it's called The Unforgettables, and we've been on now for more than 20 years. We celebrate the great American popular songbook, and we feature all the great legendary vocalists, and jazz musicians, and songwriters, and we have a lot of fun. A lot of great guests have dropped by, and we encourage you to drop by on Saturdays from 9 to 11 p.m. right here on 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College.
.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. This is from the Press Box. I am Rob Leonard. What's your name, Tim?
Tim.
What's your last name?
Leonard.
Oh, that's right. He's my brother. Playing my favorite alarm song. Did he perform this? He did, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
I love this song.
This was the Saturday night show at Irving Plaza.
Where's the Gramercy, by the way?
Gramercy's on 23rd Street. 23rd
Did it used to be something else?
5th Avenue, 6th Avenue, somewhere around
Did
there.
it used to be something else?
I have no idea.
Okay. Anyway,
I tell my friends, most of the venues in New York, they all basically look the same to me. So it's like I kind of remember them from maybe one individual quirk or another, but I couldn't tell you where I've been or who's been playing. I just go to shows.
Glad you're paying attention.
Yeah.
Because, when I tell him I'm driving to pick him up at the train station, and he says, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Well, I'm near CrossFit." "Where's that?" We pass it
I know
every
that.
time.
I don't know where that firehouse was we were talking about, but whatever.
We pass that every time, too.
No, I don't really pay attention to that.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm talking to my brother while we're driving. I'm not really looking for landmarks.
You should be saying, "Oh, that's what the firehouse that Rob always mentions. It's right there."
Right.
Anyway, let's talk about how bad the Yankees are doing. Can we say their season's over, brother? Can we?
You could say that. You'd be horribly wrong and incredibly ignorant, but sure, you could say that.
Were they 6-9?
6-9.
What happened?
What happened is they have 12 guys on the injured list.
So what? They're the Yankees. They're supposed to have backups for everyone.
Yeah, so what? It's only 12 guys on the injured list. It's only the majority of your infield. It's only the left side of your infield. It's only half your bullpen. It's only 2/3 or 2/5 of your rotation. Yeah, sure, it's nothing. Come on, be serious.
It's not.
It's ridiculous.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
This team is over with.
Oh my God!
I feel bad because I want CC to do well this year.
Please stop with your ignorance. CC did do well the other day.
I know.
Five innings on Saturday, 1 hit. The Yankees won 4-0. A nice tight game. I liked it. The thing that I haven't liked very much, there's a couple things actually. Number one, the Yankees have been a bit sloppy. I'm not happy with the level of play because they're making errors. They're giving chances away to the other team. The other issue that I've had is that the bullpen has not been lights out as advertised, and as much money as they spent on it. It needs to be lights out. No bullpen is going to do that every game. But so far, the Yankees bullpen has been average, and this is arguably the best bullpen in history as far as name value and past performance. When you have 3 or 4 guys in this bullpen who have closer experience. What's happened so far should not be happening.
Do you want to read all the injured players that the Yankees have?
Well, CC, like I said, he just came back. He had the heart surgery in the offseason. He had knee surgery, and then he had a shoulder issue. Plus, he had to serve I believe it was a 5 or 6 game suspension dating back to last season when he hit Jesus Sucre of the Tampa Bay Rays with a pitch after one of the Yankee players had been hit. So CC was protecting his guy, and the umpire threw him out of the game. That was the big thing where he wound up being 2/3 of an inning short of a $500,000 bonus in his contract, which the Yankees wound up paying him anyway,
right.
Which was the right thing to do, and I was glad that the Yankees did it because the only reason that he didn't hit that bonus number was because he was defending a teammate.
Right.
And you don't want to penalize that sort of thing. You want to.
Plus, CC's has been very good in the locker room.
He's a great locker room presence. But you want to reward that kind of behavior, even though, yes, he shouldn't be hitting people with pitches, but you have to do that to defend players. Dellin Betances, bullpen stalwart, multiple-time All-Star, has a shoulder issue. It's been diagnosed now as a bone spur that is causing inflammation in his right shoulder. Apparently, he's had this bone spur for more than 10 years. So he's been pitching with it. For whatever reason, it's shifted or something has happened that is causing inflammation in his shoulder. He had a cortisone shot on Saturday and is not going to do anything for 3 weeks. So I'm assuming that they're just kind of hoping that the bone spur is just going to shift again and he'll be fine. But after the cortisone shot, they're expecting him to be better. But again, 6 or 7 weeks. Giancarlo Stanton's been out with a left biceps strain. Troy Tulowitzki, shortstop, and catcher Gary Sanchez both have left calf strains. Miguel Andujar, the third baseman, who should have been the Rookie of the Year last year, has a small labrum tear in his shoulder. They're still not sure what he's going to do and what the solution is. They're trying the rest option and to see if that will allow the tear to heal. Otherwise, at some point, he will have to have surgery, and if that happens, he's done until next season. So that's one that needs monitoring. Center fielder Aaron Hicks, lower back tightness, is hopefully going to be back in a few weeks. Didi Gregorius, the original starting shortstop, right elbow, had the Tommy John surgery. He is supposed to be back sometime around the All-Star game. Luis Severino, the ace of the staff, now has a right lat strain that's on top of the initial injury that he had to his shoulder in spring training.
Right.
They're hoping to get him back in July. Then you have Jordan Montgomery, who had Tommy John surgery last year, a reliever named Ben Heller, and of course, the guy who's always on the injured list, Jacoby Ellsbury, who hip, foot, head, you name it, it's hurt for him. Projected return for Jacob Ellsbury is unknown. So, but that, I mean, you're talking about a lot of guys. And yes, Clint Frazier came up and he's hit well since Stanton went down, and he's done a good job of coming in. But you're not going to get that kind of performance out of every guy that you bring in.
Sure.
And a major league roster is 25 guys. When you have to make it 35 or more, or 37, you're not going to have that kind of depth. No team does. So that's why the Yankees are suffering right now. Is Domingo Germán has come on and had a couple of good starts. Obviously very small sample size, but it's been encouraging what he's been able to do. But now that CeCe's back, it gives them a reliable arm. Gio Gonzalez is in the minor leagues. Noted Met killer Gio Gonzalez, and he's ramping up for the season. He's pitched well at AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre. So who knows if and when he's going to join the rotation. But now, like I said, with Severino not expected back until July, he's going to be needed. That's going to turn out to be a good $3 million that Brian Cashman spent on bringing him in, and that's something that the Mets probably should have done before Cashman got to him. But we got the Red Sox coming into town tomorrow night for 2 games. The Red Sox, who the inept and stumbling Red Sox, who are you make a big deal out of the Yankees being 6-9. The Red Sox are 6-10.
I know.
So is the Red Sox season over, brother?
Yes.
You're ridiculous.
Well, Tampa Bay is 12-4 right now.
Right. That's they're not going to. I know they won 90 games last year, but they're not going to play at that pace. They just won't. It's not possible for them to do that. But like I said, CeCe on Saturday was outstanding. The same thing. He's not going to be like that every time he goes out, but it was good. It was encouraging to see after the period of inactivity that he had, and especially, the heart surgery. That's a scare. They had to put a stent in his heart, and it wasn't technically major surgery. It's a surgery a lot of people have, but it's still heart surgery.
Right.
That'll throw a scare into you. So, to have him back and to have him pitch well, it's encouraging. And we'll see what happens tonight. James Paxton was pitching the other day against the White Sox, and apparently it was discovered that he was tipping his pitches, and he got hammered in that game and didn't do so well in his previous start before that. So
how do you tip your pitches?
Because you know what?
Maybe the placement of where your feet are or something?
No. Well, it could be that too. But usually it's when you have the glove up like this, and if you're gripping a fastball, maybe you'll close the glove a little tighter, or if you're throwing a splitter and you have to have your fingers wider on the ball, that your glove opens up a little bit more. So it's little subtle things. The major league hitters pick up on this stuff immediately. And there was the game Andy Pettitte against the Diamondbacks. Remember the World Series in Game 6 that year, where the Diamondbacks just kicked him all over the yard and scored, I don't know what it was, 12 runs or something. And it came back later on, like much later on, that Pettitte was tipping his pitches in that game. And the Diamondbacks knew what was coming. Or even if they don't know what's coming per se, if they know one pitch is coming. If they know, all right, this is what he's doing when he's throwing a fastball. Well, if you can gear up for a fastball and you don't have to guess fastball, if you know fastball, major league hitters will tee off on that. Yeah. And that's all they need. And if like I said, if Paxton figured that out and found that out now, as opposed to 3-4 starts down the line, I'm expecting that guy to be good for the Yankees. And so far, he hasn't been. He had the one good start in his first start of the season, and his last 2 have been mediocre at best.
Now let's talk about the Mets. It's funny. You go on Facebook, and there's so many Met fans who are so angry with the Mets right now. Even though the Mets
they're always angry with
were
the Mets.
In first place, I believe they're tied for second right now because they lost to Atlanta last night. But I think the Mets are doing okay.
When are Met fans not angry?
I don't know.
Please explain that to me.
I don't know.
Never.
But you know what? Jacob deGrom.
Good pitcher.
Good pitcher. Let him go past 6 innings, please.
Like when? Last night?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
He didn't have it last night. He did not have it. Plain and simple. And he wasn't getting it back. I don't know how many pitches he threw last night, but he was at 80 in the 4th inning already.
So what?
So if he's that ineffective, you get him out of there before it blows up. And it wound up blowing up anyway with the bullpen.
Yeah, so, well, again, it's like last year. Well, this was a good game, but he pitched so well last year, but he was taken out before he should have been. Let him pitch 7 innings.
Again, brother,
7 innings.
It's performance based.
I know that.
And if every time a pitcher goes through the lineup, that lineup has a better chance of hitting him. All right, I don't understand why you have a problem with this. You all you want to do. I mean, first of all, you're like Billy Martin back in the day when he was abusing starting pitchers. And he had no faith in his bullpen, so guys like Steve McCaddy and Matt Keogh and I don't even remember the other 2 guys, but he burned them out. Those guys were pitching 300 innings a year because he had no faith in his bullpen, and they went 9 innings every game.
I'm not saying to go 9. I'm saying to go 7.
Well, but I'm saying that's what you want to do.
Or, then this whole thing that some teams are doing where they're having the relief pitchers start the game.
Right.
Which some people have come out against heavily. I'm one of those people.
Why?
Because why do it? Why would you put your relief pitcher in first?
Do you want me to go through the whole theory with you?
No. I know why they're doing it. They figure they will burn, get them, the team going, it'll protect the runs, and then the starter comes in and he's warmed up and he's ready to go.
It's a twofold reason. Number one, you put a reliever in who, in theory, will lock down the top of their order and face 3 of their best hitters, or maybe even 4 of their best hitters, and then get out of that inning, and then the quote unquote starter can come in the second and face the bottom half of the order and have an easier time. Now, the reason that they do that is because those quote unquote starters aren't very good. But if they can go through the lineup twice and get through 4 or 5 innings, then that's mission accomplished. You look at a guy like Tyler Glasnow, who Tampa Bay acquired from the Pirates last year. He's a perfect example of that. Guy throws hard. He throws 98 or whatever, and he wasn't able to get it done with the Pirates because he had command issues. Now, if he just comes in and he doesn't have to throw as much of a variety of pitches because he knows he's only going to go 3 or 4 innings, he's just going to rear back and throw heat. And his heat, much like in the movie Major League, they can't touch his heat.
Okay.
Except he doesn't have a good catcher like Kevin Costner. But
Kevin Costner wasn't in Major League.
That's what am I thinking? Bull Durham. So that is the theory behind the opener, as they call it, and what they're doing is because they don't want Tyler Glasnow to start and possibly get lit up in the first inning, and now you have 8 innings of bullpen. So basically what they want to do is the guy who would normally start goes through the bottom half of the order, hopefully the weak part of the order.
That affects records. How many
so
games?
What? Well, nobody cares. It's 25 guys trying to win games. Tampa Bay, do you think if Tampa Bay makes the playoffs that they care who got 3 more wins? Nobody cares.
I'm sure Tom Seaver cared that he started those games.
Tom Seaver was good. Tom Seaver
There's
earned
a lot of
starts.
Good plays.
Tom Seaver earned starts. Put the microphone closer to you, brother. That's the problem.
Is this working?
Now it is, yeah.
Okay. Well, no,
Tyler
Tyler
Glasnow and Tom Seaver are completely different pitchers. Tom Seaver is a legend. Tyler Glasnow is lucky to be in the major leagues. He throws hard. That's what he does. That's all he does. But those guys, that's the reason for it. And the Mets, if you look at Jason Vargas being a perfect example right now, who has been in his last 2 starts has been the very definition of atrocious. 2 starts ago he went 1 inning, he gave up 4 runs, and his last start a couple days ago he went 1/3 of an inning and gave up 4 runs. So I don't know what the ERA is for 8 runs in 1 1/3 innings, but I can tell you it's not good.
No, it's not, and I'm not saying it is.
It's probably in the 60s.
Okay, well, what I'm just saying is that I like pitchers who start who last 5, 6. I don't want 6. I want 7 innings. Another inning is not going to hurt them.
Yes, it will.
No, it won't.
It hurts the team.
No, if they're pitching well.
Yeah, but Jacob deGrom was not pitching well last night.
What?
That's
they
the point.
They lost anyway. What's the difference?
My God. What's the difference? So put the bullpen in. Let's give Jacob deGrom an easier
fell
night.
Apart.
Give Jacob deGrom an easier night. Let him come back next time.
Let him try to win it that
No,
time.
You're just. I don't understand why you are so stubborn on this point, and you're so interested in injuring pitchers. I don't get it.
Your problem is you're thinking.
No, I'm thinking
like
correctly.
A rotisserie guy.
No, I'm thinking.
I'm rotisserie Tim.
If I'm thinking like a rotisserie guy, and I have Jacob deGrom. I want Jacob deGrom to pitch 9. That's how rotisserie guys think. They want their guys in the game because they want him to get stats. If Jacob deGrom's not in the game, he's not getting stats. So you're completely wrong with that point. Completely wrong.
I'm completely wrong, Big Ed.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. Anyway, brother.
So don't say that when you don't know. I watched the game last night. Jacob deGrom did not have it. Period.
Okay. Good to hear.
He struggled to get through 5 innings.
Okay.
And yes, did the Mets bullpen screw the game up even more?
They did.
Yeah, they did. But that's lost. What was coming for Jacob deGrom. He gave up 3 home runs last night.
Okay. Anyway, brother, I know you're excited about this. The country shows on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. with Colton Murray, at 7 p.m. with Jenna Lewis live, playing today's best country music along with interviews and other assorted stuff. That's the country show every Thursday night right here on 90.3 WHPC. Coming up next is Big Ed.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Oh,
we're done. It's 10 o'clock. Big Ed's ready, man. Come on. What do you think? When Big Ed steps in, it means you have about 4 minutes left.
Tottenham, big match with Manchester City on Wednesday for the Champions League.
Let's
go.
Throw
that out there.
Let's go, Tottenham.
Shock the world, baby.
Anyway, thank you for listening. Tim, you're at Tim Leonard is at what?
At Real Tim Leonard on Twitter.
I am Rob Leonard. I will see you Friday with Beatles songs. Take care and stay tuned to Big Ed.
The views expressed on air are not necessarily those of WHPC, its management, or Nassau Community College. Responsible opposing viewpoints will be considered by emailing them to whpc@ncc.edu or by mail at WHPC 1 Education Drive, Garden City, New York 11530. Thanks for listening to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.